Hey boys, welcome back to some more Nrl Supercoach. It's going to be the round 16 pre-lockout discussion. We just finished, honestly, the under 19s, women's and men's, or boys, men. They're men. They're big fellas. They're fucking bigger than me. But they all just played. Disappointing loss for Queensland, obviously. They had their chances, man. They had their chances. Some very good young talent coming through, obviously, for both sides. I mean, Shavy Stewart, just a bit of a class above, having played quite a bit at NRL. I mean, Purdue for Queensland. Young Black for Queensland. Oh, he's an exciting player for the future. I mean, just the fact, like, the kicking game is unbelievable. My man has a bigger kick than, like, half of the halves in the NRL as it is now. Probably even more than half. Like, he's got a monster kick, which is, like, one of the biggest attributes for a great halfback, honestly. Like, if you got a great kicking game, you're so close to being a standout. But we're not going to talk too much about that. We're going to get into the Supercoach discussion, and I haven't, like, changed too much. We'll go through quickly, not too many questions or anything, but we'll go through comments and questions first off. So, first one here, Sad Supercoach, who's talking about, it's gone Preston to Plath just to do a job. I love the Plath pickup still. I mean, I still want him, but I think I'm just going to let him go. Like, if Galvin was out this week, then I would have just gone straight from Galvin to Plath. But because Galvin's in, because Smithy's, he's gone sort of back to like 50 points a game. Hopefully he can keep that up. Like, it's sort of like, is it really worth the trade for me now? So I think I'm just going to hold off on the Plath trade. But yeah, I think Preston to Plath is a good trade. He covers the buys. He's got some attack in him. It's great. And Val to Teddy because of the Cowboys buys and backs up against Penrith as well. It's sort of the same thing with Drinkwater. Garrick would probably be the one if he didn't play that tricky 19. Yeah, definitely for anyone that's thinking about trading Garrick, I would just say do not trade Ruben Garrick. Like, he is 100% a season-long keeper. Obviously, it's like disastrous, and it leaves a bad taste in the mouth. Like, I captained him last week. He misses the bye. I'm sure a lot of other people, or at least a decent amount of people, capped him last week. So there's always a bit of that, like, I want to get rid of him. But I think 100% you have to keep Ruben Garrick. I mean, again, for that round 19 bye, we'll look at it later, but the round 19 bye is shaping up to be... It's not, like... The thing is that it's not, like, too... It's difficult, but at the same time... You're probably not going to want to try and get that many round 19 players anyway, because there's not that many genuine guns in that round. And Garrick is one of the few, so do not trade Garrick. That's all I would say. What's else he say? I have plans on going CNK to Turbo in round 19. Because of the round 27 bye. That's also... Yes, that is a big thing to talk. I'll talk about that now, actually, because he's brought it up in this comment. But I do love, CNK to Turbo in round 19 if Turbo is back. Obviously, if he's back playing fullback. If he's back playing centre, then it's a bit of a different kettle of fish there. But yeah, obviously, if he's back playing fullback, Turbo is... Yeah, I would love to get Turbo. But we'll talk... We'll talk about that in a bit. But yeah, the round 27 bye for the Warriors is a big one, right? And this is honestly the other reason why 100%... I mean, Dallin is gone from the team already. I was 100% trading out Dallin. He doesn't play this bye that he covers now. He's not playing round 19 bye, and then he has a bye in round 27. So... you will have to trade out your Warriors players, right? So guys like Adam Blake, Chancellor Clockstad, there's not too many others. I mean, most people aren't going to have like a Sean Johnson. There won't be too many teams with like a stack of Warriors, but it is one thing to keep in mind that they are a team that has like a decent amount of relevancy. So if you got a couple of Warriors players in your team and then also mass restings for that last round, you could be in all sorts of trouble. So I think, that's why I'm starting to like... I honestly think I'm just going to fade Nrl Blake. Like, I would love to have him in the team, but the fact is, I think this week, getting him this week is... I just don't think it's the right play for the team to get him in this week. I'm going to have another look at the trades. Like, maybe it is just right to get him in this week. But if I don't get him in this week, I honestly think I'm just not going to go in. Because, again, doesn't play 19. He'll be good for every other week, but then you probably also have to trade him out. So you got to trade him in and trade him out, because you don't want it like a 700k front rower burning a hole in your pocket in the final round if you can help it. So, yeah, be wary of that. Obviously, a lot of rounds to go. You can get a lot of mileage out of Nrl Blake, but it is one thing to keep in mind. One more comment here from Sad Supercoach. One more thing. What's your thoughts on Moses to Hughes? Do you think Hughes could be a season-long keeper? Tricky. I mean, let's be real. Hines is now far and away the number one halfback option. He always was, but obviously even more so now that he's missed out on Origin. So he's like, Hines is well and truly, like, you're going to have to get Hines in next week. You just have to, in my opinion. I mean, maybe you could wait a week, but I think you got to try and do what you can to get Hines in ASAP if you don't already have him. The other one is obviously Cleary, but it's a weird one. Like, I don't know, Cleary, even when Cleary was playing, he wasn't quite at his dominant best. Now, obviously, he was starting to warm into the season, and there could have been some massive scores coming if he didn't get injured. He's 800k. He's averaging 62. Obviously, there's a low score in there, so that's dropped the average quite a bit. He comes back with a 181 break even. I guess it's the fact that I don't know. Like, I like the Moses to Hughes play, but I still think you're gonna want Cleary over Hughes. So I don't know. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. If Hughes played... Wait, Hughes doesn't play round 19, right? I keep fucking forgetting the buys, man. I'm pretty sure he doesn't. He only plays round 16. Yeah, if Hughes played round 19, I would say, yeah, 100% go Moses to Hughes. And yeah, if he covers both buys, and he could be a keeper till the end. I mean, looking at that draw, it's good. It's really good. Dolphins, Canberra, West, Roosters after the bye. It's not the worst. Parramatta, Dragons, South, Penrith, obviously tough in there, but then Dolphins, Cowboys, Bronx. So they finish the season. They play round 27, obviously. I don't hate it. But again, if you're going to keep him, you're going to forego Cleary. I don't know. It's one of those ones I can't... I think Hughes is the play, but I can't say that he's a keeper till the end. Like, it just depends on how Cleary comes back. Because, I mean, he went... it's been up and down for him. 36, shocker to start. Against Melbourne, tough one at Amy Park. 73, 121, so he hit a bit of a form. Then he went fucking... When did he... So he... Fuck, I don't even remember the start of the season. So he got injured... early, and then he came back. Oh, that's right. Yeah, they sort of rushed him. Well, not rushed him, but they brought him back a little bit quicker, and he did his hemi again. So, yeah, it's been... who knows? He's got a massive break even. When did they say... Did they say if he's like... I don't know. I don't know when he's tipped to come back, but I guess it just depends. Expected for around 19-20, so I don't know. That's... Yeah, I like the Moses to Hughes play. Again, it depends on trades as well, though. So if you've got a couple extra trades up your sleeve, then I think, yeah, go for it. And worst case scenario, you trade Hughes to Cleary. If you're running really low on trades and you're thinking that you're going to want Cleary when he comes back, then I think maybe just hold the trade. But again, depends on trades, depends on if you're going to want Cleary when he comes back. And we don't... I don't know. I still think I will. I still think I want to go Cleary just because he can just go massive. He can really just go massive like Hines. Most of the other halfbacks can't really do that. Okay, so shots Need some help. I've got 2 trades locked in for the week, which is as follows. Henry to Porter. Okay, so we'll talk about that in a second. And Drinky to Teddy. Now, my third trade, I was thinking of bringing in Koloamatangi for Salmon. I'm keen on him as I think he can be a keeper, but really hopefully gets he could get dual. I don't think he will, unfortunately, because I think the timing's going to be just off. Unless he gets, like, I don't know, maybe he does start playing prop because Cameron Murray will come back in, and like Cameron Murray's not going to go on the bench, so he'll definitely come in to start at lock. I don't know. Maybe they use Koloamatangi at prop. Maybe they put him back to the back row. I think they'll put him back to the back row. So I think the duel's a bit off. But I still, yeah. I mean, I sort of foregoed Koloamatangi a couple of weeks ago. Could have picked him up a lot cheaper. He's pretty expensive now. We'll have a look at him in a second. But yeah, I think he's a good pickup. Like he covers the buys. He covers some hard matchups, and he's hit some form. He definitely has hit a bit of form since the start of the year. He was struggling. So yeah, not a terrible time to pick him up if you're pretty flush for cash. Or does he hold Salmon and bring in Nikora next week? I don't know. Nikora. Okay, before we go to that, I love the Drinky to Teddy. I mean, that's what I'm doing. I think it's just the obvious trade. Henry to Porter. Originally, I was going to be like, yeah, 100%. If I could have, like, I can't, unfortunately. I've got Henry and Finu in my front row, so I can't actually bring Porter in for Henry. Otherwise, I probably would have. I would have banked the 300k, and yeah, it would have been fine. Like, I feel like it's not worth nothing, or not really worth going Smithies down to Porter. The big news coming out, apparently Bateman is back, or the talk is that he could be back in, like, I think next week or the week after. He'll be back, like, they're talking pretty soon. I don't know if it's confirmed. I just saw it on Twitter quickly. I didn't really look into it, but I think just hold. Maybe I'll have a quick squiz as well after this, but maybe just have a look to see if you can see any other info on that. But I think the Porter trade potentially is a bit of a trap. I still don't. Well, okay, I still don't hate it, because if he's in your front row, I don't mind nothing a front rower. I really don't mind nothing a front rower. Porter will definitely play this week, and then he's just enough in your front row. I don't hate that. You know what? I still don't mind it. If you don't have, like, I don't know, if you've got a couple of, like, nuffs already in your team, maybe steer against it, but I think most people have pretty stacked teams, pretty good depth at the moment. So yeah, you know what? If you're picking, like, if I was going to pick him up in the second row, I don't really want a second row position without the duel. I would rather nuff, like, front row forward with a Turia front row forward dual player, so I could switch him around if needed. But yeah, if it, honestly, even if Bateman is back, like, next week or 2 weeks time, I don't mind it. Porter plays this week. Yeah, I was looking at this comment originally. I was like, oh, I feel like maybe talking out of Porter, but actually, I don't hate it. I don't hate the nuff in front row. You don't need. I guess you wouldn't have him. Yeah, you wouldn't have him in front row. Obviously, you're gonna switch Finu to second row forward and probably Finu up. So he'll be in his second row anyway. But I still don't mind nuffing out Henry for Porter, honestly. So yeah, I don't mind it. The Nikora Koloamatangi play. That's a tough one. I probably prefer, just off the gut feel, I probably prefer Koloamatangi. He is going to be a lot more expensive than Nikora at the moment. Yeah, Koloamatangi is now 670k. He's going to have a low. He's actually got he's got an 89 break even. I guess he had that massive score, and then he had a couple of lows. Well, he had one low score. So yeah, he went. I don't know. I still don't know about, like, just these 50s, man. I guess that's the thing with the back rowers, is that if they're not scoring tries, they're scoring 50 points. And that's like every back rower. Every back rower barring Angus Crichton, Fafita, and probably Ali Katoa has been like really, really good as well. But like every other back rower, I guess you could like, you know, someone like Isaiah Yeo has been really solid, but, you know, he's playing Origin, so not really in the conversation. But, yeah, Katoa, I mean, Fafita and Crichton are far and away the best. Katoa is, like, you know, a tick behind him, but still really good. Even without a try, he's been pretty damn good. But every other back rower is, like, 40 to 50, and if they score a try, they're going, like, 70 plus, right? That's just how it's been. I don't know. Like, now you're picking him up at, like, almost 700k for a guy that, like, every back row, they're just going, like, 50s. That's what he's done the whole year without a try. Now, we could just go on a run of tries. Like, he's got Manly this week. He's got the bye in 17, which is, you gotta watch out for 17 as well. Then Parramatta, Dolphins, Tigers. It's a pretty good run. Canberra, Sharks, Melbourne, Tigers, Newcastle, South Sydney, Sydney Roosters. You know what? That's a pretty good draw, all things considered. The last couple of rounds are a bit meh, for sure. Especially playing Penrith in round 26 is like a bit of a kick in the guts, right? Because they're probably, I don't know, maybe they rest players around 26, but you wouldn't think so. The team that gets to verse them in round 27 are the fucking, they get the lottery there. But let's have a look. Where is... So he's still really cheap. Where is he? Oh, Britain. Okay, so yeah, 570k. He obviously went up 45k with 120 in the bank. I don't know. Saving 100k, I honestly think just get Nikora. He's coming off a big 120. I know it seems a bit like chasing points. Oh, fuck. Look at their draw, though. Holy. They don't play this week, but again, if you need the number for this week, I don't mind Kalamatangi, but you know what? I'm sort of looking at Nicker as well next week now. Like, look at the draw. Dogs. Well, Dogs are actually good this year, so we don't worry too much about the Dogs. Gold Coast, Tigers in 19. They don't play 20 as well, so they've got a couple of annoying buys, the Sharks, but it's, you know, it is what it is. That's how it goes. But they play 19, which is big. Cowboys, South, Gold Coast again, Newcastle, Dragons, Warriors, and Manly. I think save the 100k, wait a week, and get Nikora next week. In my opinion, I just think that draw is like really, really solid, and I don't know. I can see the Sharks finally getting back to a bit of form. They've gone off the boil a little bit, so yeah, I've gone a bit fairly long on this question, but I like Nikora. I like saving 100k there and going Britain Nikora. So yeah, but I mean, again, if you need the number for this week, Kalamatangi is still very solid. Another comment here. I went Henry to Porter for cash, Jen, then Drinky to Teddy. Got 300k in the bank plus 17 trades. That's sensational. If Porter plays around 19, it's bonus. If not, happy enough. Yeah, I mean, that comment right there, that seems like what's going to happen now with Porter. That Bateman's going to be back for round 19 at the latest. Again, it's not confirmed, but it seems like, I think it was 17 or 18 for Bateman now. So, yeah, I still don't mind just nothing Porter out, because I don't... You know, he's a back row at the Tigers. Like, he's not going to fucking be... He's not a guy you're going to want to be playing every week anyway. You're going to want him for, like, 2 rounds, and that's it anyway. So, like, at the end of the day, if he nuffs out, he nuffs out. You bank a lot of cash. Yeah. If I could do the Henry to Porter, I definitely would have. But, yeah, we can't swing it, unfortunately. But I do like that trade. And then the comment here I saw, which this has got me thinking, but Swift says I would do Fletcher Sharp instead of Gray because Sharp is guaranteed that spot till KP comes back. Now, I agree that Sharp is obviously, I guess, more rock solid for the spot. Well, he's not rock solid because Gray's definitely got the spot while Mitchell is out. So I think Gray's guaranteed to play the 2 major buys, which honestly is the main reason I'm getting him. So I don't know. The only thing that'll sway me is Fletcher Sharp. No, he's just fullback as well. I'm still leaning just going Gray, honestly. I guess Sharp is maybe a little bit more likely to make some bigger cash quicker. He does have a negative 67 break even, and he's at 204k. So he's probably going to make cash quicker. I guess he did. He scored 62 against Melbourne. He scored 72 against Penrith. He had that scintillating try. He's got Parramatta in 17, Canberra in 18, Manly 19, and then 20. KP back in like 2021. I think the talk is. What are they saying here for our boy KP? Yeah, expected for around 20, which is fine. Like that honestly does work out pretty well. It's tough. It's honestly tough, and the draw is actually pretty good for Sharp. Because, yeah, you'd be wanting, even if, you'd probably want to trade him out in 20 anyway. Like, if KP's not back and Sharp plays one more week for the backup game, that'd probably be nice. But then they got, Broncos, Panthers. And then, the rest of the draw is really fucking good. If for some reason KP was out longer, but the draw is really good. This is gonna be so tough when Tommy comes back, KP comes back, Origin's gone. Like, look at this draw for fucking the Knights, Tigers, Sharks, South, Gold Coast, Dolphins to finish. KP could go on a run if you wanted to take a punt on him. Or you take a punt on Tommy Trbojevic. I don't know, it's a tough one. But yeah, I don't mind that because he'll get 1, 2, 3 price rises. So he'll make, I don't know, what will he be at? What did they say the predicted here? Yeah, okay, so they're saying he'll be... Wow, yeah, I think that's maybe a little low. Oh yeah, they're projecting him to score 40 points. So, say he's going to be about 400k. That's nice. Let's have a look at. I don't know. Like, the thing with Gray, right? And it's definitely copium or hopium. Is there a chance? Is there a world that Gray was fucking phenomenal, right? When the Rabbitohs was shocking. Gray was really good. Now, I know he's not going to keep the fullback spot. Like, obviously, there was talks before he got injured that, they're going to bring Mitchell back and play him centre and this and that. Obviously, that's not going to happen now. Mitchell's been killing it. I don't think it was going to happen back then either, but there was a sneaky chance if Gray didn't get injured that was going to happen. But he is a half as well. Is there a world where he kills it? Where he absolutely kills it? He looks really good. Jack White, is he going that well in the halves? I don't really think he is. And they do need some outside backs. Fuck me dead. They're playing Richard Kennar and Tane Milne in the centres. Is there a world where Whiting goes to the centres and Jai Gray slots in at 5'8" with Cody Walker? I don't know. I think it's pretty wishful thinking. I'm definitely not banking on it at all. Don't get me wrong. Because he's obviously a very small body. I don't think they're going to want him in the front line defense, but you never know. You never know, dude. They could. It could happen. It could happen. But yeah, he's guaranteed to play 16. Obviously, 18 he definitely won't play. And again, unless maybe they slot him in at 5'8". Actually, you know what? I don't need to go him. Yeah, I love the idea of that, but we get a look. We get a look with Jai Gray. So if that like he's got like a 30 odd, yeah, he's got like a 30 break even. So I expect him to go well. I expect him to make some decent money this week, but nothing crazy. And if that does happen, we'll know by round 18, right? So if he does kill it this game, they have a bye in 17, and then 18, everyone will be back on deck, and Mitchell will be back. We'll find out if he actually goes to halves. Again, I'm not expecting it, but if it happened, then I'd probably look at potentially getting him in. Well, I don't know. You probably wouldn't, though, because would you trade out like Galvin for Gray? Probably not. Probably not. Yeah, I don't know. Probably if it doesn't happen, like he plays 16, he plays 19, then he might play the backup. Yeah. He's just not going to make cash quick enough. I guess that's the big thing with Fletcher Sharp, isn't it? Like he's going to make cash really quickly with the negative break even, and also being like 20 odd K cheaper to start. So yeah, you know what? I agree. I think I am just going to go with Fletcher Sharp now. I think I am. He's looked good. And you know what? Kalen Ponga could be out for a bit longer. Fletcher Sharp. I mean, you'd probably know. It'd be nice to have him for around 20, but then they have the bye, and then they take on Penrith, so you probably want him out of the team by then anyway. But I think, yes, as much as I was like so keen on Gray, and I still am, but yeah, I don't know. I don't. I guess the thing is now, do we actually need to get in? Let's just go back to Dallin quickly, because do I actually need to get in him this week, or could I wait a week on it just in case something happens? Because if you don't have to make the trade, I'm not going to make the trade just in case he gets fucking injured or something. Oh, that's right. We made money to. What did we do? We brought in. Oh, that's right, Marshall King, and who was the other trade? Oh, Tedesco. That's right. Yeah. Okay. So we don't have enough money. That's right. I'm still. I gotta be honest. I'm still like. Do I need Marshall King? I mean, let's just go back to Sharp. Let's just go to Sharp now. I think I'm still like, I don't like doing this necessarily, just because like he's on the bye. I guess the big question: do we need Marshall King? That's the question. If we don't bring in Marshall King, we can wait a week on what's his face, Fletcher Sharp, and then I guess we could also just like wait to see if we even want to trade out Dallin. I still want to trade him out. They take on the Broncos. Fuck, I don't know. Because I gotta be honest, so my thought now, like Val Holmes, fuck, I think I completely forgot about one of the comments was talking about Val Holmes. I was going to get back to it, and I completely forgot. But, yeah, Val Holmes, I do think Val Holmes could be a trade as well. So, my thought now is if I don't go Marshall King, right, and I just keep Brayley, whatever, keep Brayley, that's fine. It doesn't cost 200k to upgrade to Marshall King. Then I wait on trading in Sharp for Dallin, and then next week, instead of trading Dallin, we could trade Val Holmes if he doesn't back up. This is all dependent on if he doesn't back up. Now, he backed up last game, but he was sort of a late inclusion. Like he wasn't like straight in. Like they took their time. I think a couple of the other guys like Deard and stuff were in, and then him and I think someone else was still on the extended bench. So I don't mind doing that because then I can wait because they take. I mean they. I don't know. Obviously, you can make a lot more cash doing it like this as well. You make it like 500k, which is fucking great. And the wings, the center wings, it's strong. Like, it's really strong. It's really strong. Take Penrith in the backup game. 18 against Manly, that's good. 19, he's on the bye anyway, so that's fine. Dogs in the backup, tough. Then to finish the year, they got Sharks, Tigers, Broncos, Canberra, Melbourne, and Dogs. It's a pretty tough run home. Obviously, Tigers are good. Broncos, the way Broncos have been going is pretty good. Canberra can be okay. But yeah, I mean, Dogs, Sharks, Melbourne Bulldogs. Fuck, I don't know. Man, I've completely gone backwards on everything, dude. Oh, this is what happens when there's no Thursday night footy, man. I'm not locked in, so I got too much time to think. It's just the fact, like, do I need Marshall King? I was still like umming and ahhing about Marshall King for so long, dude. I know he's been good, but nothing spectacular like most dummy halves. I mean, Robson's averaging more. He's been rock solid. It's just annoying fucking with Api Coruscant not getting picked for Origin. Because, yeah, I mean, they take on Melbourne in the bye, which is tough. Like, he went well in the last bye against Canberra. He got his highest score of the season, of course. Fucking hell. He's had some... I mean, he's been good. 70, 79, 70, 81, 90. But again, nothing like... There's nothing there that's like blowing it away. And I'm sort of like, I want Harry Grant. If I trade in Marshall King this week, am I really going to trade out Robson or Marshall King to Grant after Origin? I feel like I'm just wasting too many trades at that point. But the annoying thing... The very annoying thing is that fucking... What's his face? Brayley is so goddamn... He's going to be so cheap. Brayley's going to be so cheap. I actually... You know what? I think I'm going to save the trade. I don't know. Maybe I'm going fucking crazy. This hasn't really... I don't know. Maybe just save the trade and we can... Because at the end of the day, Brayley isn't playing this week anyway, so he's not going to lose cash, right? He's not going to lose any cash this week. I don't know. Do I want Marshall King for the run home? I only... Like, this is the big thing. I only want one dummy half for the run home. Like, obviously, I want, like, 2 playable, like 1 backup if possible, but like I only want 1 genuine like starting dummy half. So if I got Robson and fucking Marshall King, it's gonna be a fucking 50-50 every week of like who do I play. I mean, you could play both, but I think there's better upside positions that you want to get out of. So I it's good for the buys, but I don't want to have 2 players like that. I want to just trade like probably like a Robson to Grant, and I don't know, maybe we do just fucking just hold Brayley till the end of the season now, and just if we have to play him, we have to play him. I mean, he scored 36 last week. If he can just, I don't know what's going on with him, but yeah, you know what I'm thinking now. We just hold Brayley as our backup dummy half. If like, you know, if we have to play him, we have to play him. Hopefully he gets back to like actually starting and getting like 40 to 50. That'd be nice. But we only want 1 starting dummy half, and that's Robson for now. If Robson, at a certain point, we're probably just going to trade Robson to Grant. And I don't mind doing Robson to Grant potentially like next week, right? I know that's it's not crazy, but if we look, how expensive is Grant? Like, he's been pretty shocking, all things considered. Grant has not been good. I actually can't believe, how is he fucking more expensive than Robson? It's just when they score points, it's just getting them on their fluxes. I guess Robson's due for a bit of price increase. Grant about to lose more cash, but I mean, they're pretty close. Like, it's going to be like a straight swap. I think I'm just going to do one trade in dummy half, and that's Robson to Grant. Basically. And it just depends when I do it. And Brayley's just going to be there stinking it up. If we have to play him, we have to play him. If not, then don't worry about it. But if we look at Grant, I mean, obviously we're not getting him this week. And then he has a bye in round 19, obviously. So, yeah. The backup game. Because what is his run home like? It's... So round 20 against the Roosters, pretty tough. Then Parramatta, Dragons, South, Penrith tough, Dolphins, Cowboys, Broncos. It's a pretty good run home. Honestly. I like it quite a bit. So, yeah, I mean, future planning, I think Robson to Grant, honestly, just go in round 20. We could hold off. We could just go Robson to Grant in round 21, depending on prices, and if... Like, does Robson play around 20? Probably as well. I don't know. We'll see. Robson obviously didn't back up last time. So, yeah, we'll see what happens there. But I think that's, you know what? Yep, that's what I'm doing. I'm not switching it. That's my plan. I never wanted to have, like, too high price dummy halves. I think it's a waste of money. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. And honestly, probably I know I didn't go Appy. I went JMK when I did the trade, but I don't know, saving the money, probably would just go Appy at this point. But yeah, I'm just going to save it. I'm just going to save the trade and dummy half. I think it's a waste. If Marshall King comes down and gets 100 points against Melbourne, it probably will happen. What do you do? Dude? I'm just praying. Please, Brayley. I don't care if you lose money, but can you just please get back to starting? Like, he played 40 minutes, he scored 36. I mean, it's actually, like, better than his fucking usual PPM. So, if he plays 40 minutes and he scores 40 points most weeks, I'll take it. Please just fucking do something in round 19 for me. That would be great. But yeah, okay, so there's one less player for this week. And also... we've saved a trade. So what are our trades then? What do we end up doing? Oh, that's right. We don't need to go sharp now. So we're actually saving another trade. Although it's like we're saving it, but we're also just waiting on the trade. So it's not really saving it necessarily. Just shift. Garrick. That's fine. Bring back in our boy Dallin, and I don't know, maybe we do hold Dallin, but I don't want to hold Dallin. That's the biggest thing. I don't want to hold him. It's just the fact that there's no reason to trade him this week, just in case Sharp. You never know. It happens in training, bro. Like, players get like a concussion, or they get a knock, or maybe like Ponga's like he's looking good for a return pretty soon, so. We're going to hold off. We're not going to go grey. We're going to hold off for Sharp next week. Yes. I'm happy with that. Now, so the only trade we've made is Drinkwater to Tedesco. I'm honestly happy to do that, because at the end of the day, it doesn't really... As long as you get a good captaincy, if I could get any... crumbs of a good captaincy one week, then that's the only thing that matters in the bye weeks, really. Like, you get your top 13 players. If you get a good fucking captain score, you'll have a good week. That's all that fucking matters. So it doesn't really matter if I get in another guy that's going to score like 10 more points or something. So let's have a look at the team as it stands now. So yeah, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Wait, did I skip a number? What the fuck? Did I have an aneurysm? What did I do there? Am I stupid? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No, I don't know what the hell's going on. Yeah, 14 numbers. That's pretty good. Now, I mean, the fact that well, we can't quite do anything really worthwhile without the money. That's the biggest thing now. So we got 72k to spare. I think, yeah, we just don't have enough money to really upgrade. We can't upgrade Smithies to Plath. That's too much. And honestly, at this point, I'm like, there's probably not much point. I think going like Smithies now to someone like a Nrl next week, that has a bit more merit, I think, now. Like, Nrl is only a bit more expensive than Plath. If he gets on a bit of a roll, then I think Nrl next week could be the play. Don't mind that. And then, yeah, like, front row, again, for Noah Blake, I would have loved him this week, but again, we'd have to trade. I mean, we'd have to do the downgrade to Fletcher Sharp to free up the cash, and then we'd have to trade out Liam Henry. But I'm like, or you could, fuck, you know what? No, we don't have to do it this week. Again, I was somewhat considering just nothing at Henry straight up. We can't get in Porter, obviously. Yeah, we definitely can't, right? Yeah. But potentially next... Okay, if we do... You know what? I don't mind this. If we just do one trade, we got 16 left, which is looking a lot better than fucking 13 what it was. Then, next week, I may use a boost, nuff out Henry, trade in Fletcher Sharp for Dallin, or Val Holmes. It could be Val Holmes to get even more cash. I'd be flush for cash at that point. Then we've got just cash to spare. And we could go Smithies to Nrl this week. We could bring in Fanua Blake pretty comfortably for Terrell May if we wanted to. Obviously, at that point, we'd be able to get in a second gun fullback when the time pops up. I don't mind that. You know what? I don't mind that at all. So I think we don't need to do it this week. If something goes awry and we need Henry, because again, he's probably going to make some money. So we probably don't even have to nuff him out next week. He could be a little bit more expensive. But yeah, I don't mind just nuffing out Henry because he's done his job. I would love to keep him, but the fact is, you're not really going to play Henry when you've got a full team. And it's just so annoying that they don't play any of the other major buys. But the backup games are still important. They obviously play 17 and 20. If we keep him for 17, he makes a bit more cash. Then we nuff him out in 18. Honestly, I don't hate it. I mean, if you did keep Henry until round 27, he could be like a fucking absolute god in round 27 when Penrith rest all their players against the Titans. You know, just one to think about for the future. But I don't know. I think nuffing him out's actually like a pretty okay idea. It would make so much money. And then obviously the downgrade to Sharp from one of these two guys, we would just be able to, yeah, because we need to make money to obviously get in a second gun fullback when it depends who we go. Do we go Tommy? Do we go Ponga? Do we go Mitchell? Dylan Edwards? Like, there's so many options. And if you can go to any of them, it'll be very nice. If you can just go bang from Fletcher Sharp straight up to one of those guys, like any week you want, that would be very nice. Obviously, the centre wing is pretty stacked, but if we bring it, like, obviously Gagai also has to go at some point, so if we can get Gagai up to if we can go him up to someone good, like a fucking Lomax or someone after Origin, or just someone who could go big in the last few rounds, that'd be nice. Our halves are pretty good. Obviously, Wishart, we probably want to trade him up to Cleary at some point. That's going to cost money. So we need the cash. So I like that. I actually like it. You know what? I'm pretty locked into this now. I've like completely 180 on everything. But at the end of the day, our only hope of really coming home strong is to save trades and to have a big flurry at the end. So this is what we got to do. We got to play the long con. We may not have a massive week this week now with not doing not having a bunch of players, but I still think it's a pretty decent 13. Our only shocker is, Gagai could be shocking. Excuse me. Gagai might not be great. Smithy's not the best. Finu, but it is what it is. So next up, captain, vice captains. So it's pretty fucking self-explanatory, right? I think it's just, well, Melbourne Dolphins. There's obviously the Katoa vice captain option. I don't hate it, obviously, but Dave Fafita, I think he's just a bit too good to pass up. Katoa can score a try and still only go 80. Fafita, most times if he scores a try, he's going 100. He's had a couple of down weeks, but I think you gotta go Fafita vice captain. And then captain, honestly, again, I'm bringing him in this week. It's not the best matchup. They're missing a lot of guns. The Dogs are also missing a couple of key players, but they're not obviously that decimated. But you got to go Tedesco. I'm not going to go Young or Manu over Tedesco, and I'm not going to go Kiraz over Tedesco. Galvin, Wishart, it's Tedesco. Tedesco for me, 100%. There's no if, and, or buts about that. Whether or not he's going to go absolutely massive, I don't know, but it's the most obvious selection in my opinion. And then the other games, I don't know. There's not really that many options in the other games anyway, so I'm happy with that. I think that's pretty good. I can't really think of any other real reason to go. Let's have another quick look. I know I looked at this before, but I got to remind myself. Round 17, how are we looking? We're only missing Fafita, Fermor, Gagai, and Garrick. We'll be sweet. Our only backups, again, Holmes on backup and Robson on backup. That's it. So I'm hoping, it doesn't matter too much. I would like fucking Robson to back up because I don't want to play fucking Brayley. When does round 17, when do the Cowboys play? Hopefully it's late. Okay, good. It is 4 o'clock on Sunday, so that is a bit of time for Robson to recover. And Connor Watson, obviously in the team, hopefully he spells Robson as well at some point, so he might not play the full 80. Hopefully Robson backs up. Round 17 looks pretty good, honestly. It doesn't look too difficult at the moment, although it fucking changes pretty quickly. It does change pretty damn quickly. Round 19, let's go through round 19, because I'm still... I don't know. Alright, let's have a look at numbers, shall we? Because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Pretty good. And we will have Fletcher Sharp as well. So that'll be 13 with Sharp. That's pretty good. Honestly, I'm not too disappointed with that, because who are we going to look at getting? There's a couple of key ones, obviously. Dolphins, I know I said I was going to nuff out Henry. Do you go to fucking TPJ? No, if he comes out and kills it, I don't know, maybe, but I love TPJ, man. But no, you're probably still enough. I think the cash is more important than TPJ getting like 40 to 50 points. But Dolphin, I mean, there's still good options. I mean, the Zarko's still good. Herbie, a little expensive, but still good. Maxi Plath. I think for me, Plath is just gone at this point. If I'm not getting Plath this week, I don't think he's really worth picking up for round 19. I think there's probably going to be better options. South Sydney, I mean, yeah, Callum Matungi's still good, but he's going to be bloody expensive, so I'm probably going to steer clear. Cody Walker, my halves are pretty set. I'm not too concerned with missing out on Walker. That's fine. Anyone else? Not really from the Rabbits that I can think of. Sharkies, Nickera. I do think next week Nickera for me is going to be a trade. I mean, I know you, again, picking him up after, well, it's all like the Kiraz one, right? I'm hoping, same thing sort of happened with Kiraz. Kiraz went massive, and then they had the bye, and I think a lot of people just didn't, because they probably look at the latest scores, they didn't see Kiraz 2 weeks ago scoring a big ton, so they didn't pick him up. He was still pretty pottish. Hopefully the same thing happens with Nickera. I mean, a lot of people do own him, but they sort of forget that he went massive. I know it's not really chasing last week's points, but hopefully you can just get on a bit of a roll, get some attacking stats. He hasn't had any all year. He finally had a few last week. He had a fucking stack. He went 8, but yeah, Nickera I think is a great pickup. Who else? No one really else. I mean, Mulatalo, I guess. Fuck, I should have... fucking... That's the other thing with Dallin, right? If I didn't go Dallin, I would have held off and just gone fucking Mulatalo instead. But no, I probably... I don't know. Mulatalo still is an option at that point. I mean, the Sharks do have a great run home, so I don't mind Mulatalo next week potentially with Nickera. Really load up on Sharkies. I don't know. Tigers, no, I'm not really too keen on any Tigers if I'm honest. I mean, Api Coruscant is still very good, but I'm just not going to waste a trade in dummy half if it's not Grant after Origin. I think. Gold Coast, yeah, I got Fermor, I got Fafita. Campbell is looking good, but again, I'm not picking him up in 5'8". I'm not picking him up in fullback now. I know a few people were talking about Brian Kelly. I mean, sure, he scores 60 every week, 60 to 70. He's going good, but I don't know. He just doesn't have those big ones in him. He just doesn't. So I'm not too interested in a Brian Kelly. Parramatta, we got Cardi. Hopefully he can fucking start. Jesus Christ, Barrett, you motherfucker. He's fucking killing me. Anyone else? I mean, we got Dylan Brown as well. Not too many other standouts. Again, you don't want to be trading in too many guys that you're going to want to trade out as well. So yeah, I'm happy to hold that. Broncos, just not too much doing at the Broncos, honestly. I don't know. They don't have too many Supercoach relevant players most years. I don't know. They just don't. Apart from Payne Haas and Carrigan, who are both in Origin. Dragons, obviously, Lomax will be in Origin, so barring him, there's not really much to talk about. Manly are very interesting in round 19. There will be some massive ramifications. It could be a big, big week. So Tommy is... I think Tom's tipped to come back in round 19, right? Or 8? No, he's tipped to come back in round 18, which is good. So round 19, if Tommy's back and playing fullback against fucking Newcastle at Four Pines Park, oh, brother. I mean, I won't get the... I guess that's the other thing with Fletcher Sharp. I won't get the extra week in the bye if I'm going to trade to Tommy. But at the end of the day, bro, if you're trading Fletcher Sharp to Tom Trbojevic, I think I can get around that. I think I can get around it if I miss out on one price rise. I think that's okay. But there's obviously been talk that he may play in the centres, which I think would move Kohler straight back to fullback and Tom would take his spot in the centres. Now, honestly, I don't think it's going to happen. I just don't think it's going to happen. But if it does, I mean, Kohler then becomes an absolute must-have. At his price, playing fullback with the absolute golden run after round 19, Kohler becomes like an absolute fucking gimme. And then, yeah, not too much else other than that. But the other guy, Olakau'atu, is going to be very juicy after the Origin buys as well. I think he potentially... I would put Olakau'atu on par with like Ali Katoa. Fafita and Crichton, absolute top of the top. I think Ali Katoa and Olakau'atu are probably like pretty close second. Maybe Katoa's slightly ahead. I don't know. Olakau'atu for some reason does have the odd like low scoring games. He can just like not find any footy, but they're pretty close. And then I think the rest of the back rows are pretty like are a bit below those thresholds. So I think Olakau'atu is going to be a good potential pickup after the Origin period as well. Newcastle, not too much doing there. Hopefully Kai Pearce-Paul is fresh and good to go. Oh, I mean, he's been good for me. I can't complain about Pearce-Paul, but fuck, I really need him for round 19. I hope he's fit. I hope he's starting. I hope he's good to go. That would be big. Obviously, I mean, I guess keep an eye on any Kalen Ponga early inclusions. No one really else. But yeah, you know what? Round 19's looking pretty good. The only guy I'm looking at, Tommy Trbojevic or Kohler in round 19, and maybe... Well, again, I'll probably have Britton Nickera as well. So, yeah, honestly, I'll have fucking plenty of numbers for the third buy. All this buy planning hasn't really helped me at all because I've absolutely been fucking dicked over. But you know what? We're still planning. We're still doing a pretty good job, I think, with the buys. But at the end of the day, it can still not matter. But oh well, we'll try our damn best. But I'll have a quick look at Olakau'atu. I know he came off a pretty sizable score last week, which is annoying because he was actually getting pretty cheap. I guess we'll also... The two guys, Angus Crichton will definitely want back. He fucking scored 100 points, bro. He's going to be very expensive. And then Olakau'atu, he is... God, he is cheap at the moment. Tick under 600k. Obviously, he had that very low score. Annoyingly, like he had the real low score against Penrith, 13. Then, of course, he had to get 118 to sort of like nullify the price drop and high break even. But yeah, he'll be back. It's actually great. He doesn't play this week. He doesn't play 17. He'll play 18 against the Cows with like a pretty high break even. He won't play 19 with Origin, and then you pick him up around 20 for like not that much more expensive. Oh baby, that would be a great little pickup for Olakau'atu. But yeah, bit of planning there. But I think, you know what, I'm pretty locked into what I'm doing now with the trades. It's completely backflipped, but I'm happy with how it looks. Honestly, I'm like, that's fine. That's honestly fine. We obviously could have a couple more good players, but at the end of the day, I don't want to run out of trades, because if I have like a terrible season and then I also like run out of trades and like I can't make any moves at the end, it's just gonna be even worse. At least if I'm languishing like 10k or so, but then the last few weeks I can make some big moves, at least it'll be fun. At least it'll be fun. So that's all she wrote. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the content. We're looking, hopefully have a better week. Funnily enough, I think I'll probably score better than I fucking did last week with 17 players, but that's how it goes. That's how it goes. But yeah, stay tuned for more coming up. I'll see you guys in the next one.